What's going on, everyone? Honda Fit for Adventure here, and today I'm going to be reupholstering the headliner of my 2015 Honda Fit. Why am I doing this? Well, on my last adventure down to Fit Fest 2 in the Smoky Mountains, I came across a blue Fit whose owner recently reupholstered their headliner and pillars with a black Alcantara-like fabric, and I absolutely loved it. That was all the inspiration I needed to give it a try myself. Now, I already have a video on my channel that walks you through how to remove the headliner of a third generation Honda Fit, so we're going to skip past that part here. But while I'm taking out the headliner, let's go over a few important details that you'll want to know. If you plan on reupholstering your headliner in black, keep in mind that you'll also need to paint, dye, or replace the interior, lights, and plastic trim pieces so that everything matches the new headliner. When buying a headliner fabric, there are two main types to choose from: fabric with the foam backing and fabric without the foam backing. If you're applying new fabric over your existing headliner, it's generally best to use a fabric without the foam backing. If your headliner is sagging and you plan to fully replace it, then fabric with the foam backing is the better option. When fully replacing the headliner, you'll need to remove the old foam backing first.
I get it. It is difficult.
Please be aware that removing the old foam backing can be time-consuming, messy, and even may weaken the old headliner's original structure, which can make reinstallation and proper fitment more challenging. With the headliner removed from the car, the first thing we need to do is take off the rear seatbelt covers using a Phillips head screwdriver. These are one of the few interior pieces I couldn't find in black from another Honda vehicle, so I'll be painting them black using VHT high-temperature plastic paint. Since I originally planned to upholster over the existing headliner, I ordered up two fabrics without the foam backing, planning to keep whichever one I liked the best. Unfortunately, I ran into a major issue. Both fabrics arrived folded, and I couldn't get the creases out no matter what I tried. I used a dryer, an iron, and even a steamer, but nothing worked.
Both materials, the creases are not coming out, no matter which way or direction you rub them. And I don't want to glue that down into the headliner if you're going to be able to see that, so I might send this back for something else.
In the end, I returned both fabrics and ordered material with the foam backing instead, which arrived neatly rolled. Even though it has a foam backing, I still plan on applying it over my existing headliner. This is the same material used by that blue Fit, and hers turned out amazing, so I'm not too worried about the results.
Lots of extra.
Installation. Now, you can do this with one person, but two people is definitely a better option. I watched several videos on YouTube on how to reupholster headliners, and in my opinion, Dino Cordana had the most helpful one. We'll start by laying the fabric over the headliner and then folding it back halfway. Next, it's time to apply the adhesive. I'm using Performance High Temp Trim Adhesive, which was recommended by That Blue Fit. I've seen quite a few comments and reviews saying that the 3M headliner adhesive doesn't hold up very well in high heat, so I decided to go with this can instead. I sprayed the adhesive on both the headliner and the fabric before bringing them together. As you can see, I went over each surface twice in opposite directions to make sure I had full, even coverage. I probably could have used less adhesive, but I'd rather overdo it now than deal with sagging later and have to redo everything. I highly recommend buying 2 cans of adhesive. Even if you don't spray as heavily as I did, the last thing you want to do is run out of spray halfway through your project, or even worse, have the nozzle clog up on you, completely ruining the can. According to the instructions, the glue should take about 10 minutes to become tacky, giving you time to position and adjust the fabric. In reality, it became tacky very quickly. Also, the adhesive sprays out like Spider-Man's web shooters, so laying down some cardboard beforehand will make cleanup much easier. It is also best to apply the glue in 55 degrees Fahrenheit and above, or 12.78 degrees Celsius and higher. I did this project during the winter time, so I had to heat up my garage before starting this project. Once the first half is sprayed, unfold the fabric and carefully lay it back down onto the headliner. This is where having 2 people really helps. Try not to pull or stretch the material. Let it naturally fall into the contours of the headliner. Next, take a small piece of scrap fabric and gently rub it across the newly laid material. This helps work the adhesive into both surfaces and ensures everything is firmly bonded. Using a scrap piece of fabric is better than using your hands, since hands can apply uneven pressure and accidentally shift or stretch the material. Laying the fabric onto the rear half of the Honda Fit's headliner was fairly easy because it's mostly flat. The front half, however, was more challenging due to the sharper curves and contours. This is another point where I strongly recommend having 2 people to evenly lay the fabric down. I laid mine a little too tight on the front, and since the glue was already very tacky, I couldn't lift it easily to reapply. Later on, I had to apply more adhesive to this area and use a weight to apply more pressure to the contour while the adhesive dried and cured. Once both halves of the headliner are attached, it's time to trim off the excess material. I left about 1.5 inches of fabric around the edges to work with. I let the adhesive dry and cure overnight. The next day, I flipped the headliner over and secured the edges by wrapping the fabric around, gluing it to the back side. I used a few clips to hold the material down in place while the glue dried and cured.
Where's that glue? Perfect. No, I kind of don't want to leave indents on it either. This edge is really good. Probably could have done a triangle cut all the way down, but I already started, you know.
After that, it was time to cut out the openings in the headliner. If you're using fabric with the foam backing, I highly recommend using a brand new sharp knife. It makes cutting through both the fabric and the foam much easier and cleaner.
Where's those scissors?
While the headliner was curing again, I went ahead and painted the rear seatbelt covers using the black VHT plastic paint. I applied about 4 coats, and according to the instructions, a clear coat is not required. We'll see how well it holds up over time. Here are a few other trim pieces that I was able to obtain from other Honda vehicles that were available in black. Don't worry if you get some adhesive on the headliner or even on yourself, it cleans off pretty easily. I wanted to be careful when making cuts into the headliner for the sun visors and grab handles. So instead of cutting openings, I started by poking small holes through the fabric and only widening them if needed. One part that I could not find in black was the sun visors. The Honda Fit sun visor is about 14 inches wide, while most other Honda sun visors are about 15 inches or wider. While editing this video, we did discover that the JDM Honda Fit, or Jazz, does come with black sun visors. Unfortunately, these are only available in Japan, and while the visors themselves are reasonably priced, the additional fees, shipping, and tariffs currently double, if not triple, the original cost. Because of that, I decided to paint my existing visors for now. I used the same VHT paint that I used earlier. After a couple coats, the visor still felt a bit tacky, but once I added a few coats of matte clear, they felt much more like the factory finish. That's it. All we have to do now is reinstall the headliner. Reinstalling the double layered headliner went fairly smoothly. The lights and seatbelt inserts went in easily, while the sun visors, visor clips, and grab handles were a bit more challenging due to the extra padding and tighter clearances. 1 month review. It's been about 1 month since installing the headliner, and I absolutely love it. I was concerned that the interior lighting may feel too dark, especially when filming car camping videos, but on camera, you can't really tell much of a difference. But I also have LED lights. I was also worried that the weather stripping wouldn't seat properly with the added thickness, but everything fit correctly, including the rear hatch, which had previously been popping out. The painted sun visors turned out pretty well. It is something that I may replace in the future, but not with the current pricing situation. All in, this project cost around $200. $90 for the fabric with plenty left over, $10 for the paint, $50 for 2 cans of spray adhesive, and around $50 in various Honda parts thanks to help from friends. Overall, this project was fairly easy, but it can be intimidating at first. The hardest part was removing the headliner and the sun visors. Before I wrap this video up, I'd like your opinion. Should I upholster the pillars as well, or try painting them first? Until next time, stay tuned and stay fit.